What? Welcome back, everybody, to episode 3. Time for a recap.
All right, so in episode 2, we start off at the Taylors, where we find out that he is definitely not on our side. There was also some inappropriate flirting on Jeremiah's behalf. Will it come back and bite him in the ass? Let's see. After the Taylors, we make it out of a battle with the Taylors' minions, and we run to the arcade, where cloaked people in some kind of society maybe are there, and they do some kind of little magic freaky thing with the arcade machine. Sparks fly everywhere. We get knocked out. When we wake up, Cody is gone. After we make our way to high school, because we just figure we need to search for more clues. Why is this all happening? Why is Cody gone? So we go to the high school, snoop around, find some creepy shit in a cheerleader's locker. We find a note in the principal's office that says there's a town hall meeting and that no kids are allowed. We also encounter some zombies, make it out of there alive, but then boom, we're arrested immediately for trespassing, breaking and entering. We get sent to jail. We're there for a bit, and then Ixie's boss bails us out. We don't know why, but then Ixie's boss takes us to his house, lets us in on a few secrets, gives us some potions, and we're on our way.
Yay! Thank you. Yay. Yes. Yay. All right. Yeah. So, after we leave Ixie's boss, we go over to Ixie's house. After we got bailed out of jail by Ixie's boss and then got our supplies and left, we went over to Ixie's house.
Once we got to my house, it was pretty empty. You could see there were spots where furniture used to be and stuff like that, digging more into my lore that I don't even really know. And my sister was there. I don't know where my brother was, but I know that we got there to try and spend the night and wait for the next day to go to Cody's house. And I don't remember exactly what stuff was happening, but I do remember a key point that was all Jeremiah's fault.
What do you do?
Anyways, Jeremiah, you're not wife, your crush, your not lover came over and was like, "Hey, yo, what the fuck?
How dare you leave me in the dust?"
Taylor's wife was very mad that Jeremiah had led her on.
She was pissed.
She was so pissed. So you know what she did? Proceeded to rock my shit.
She started going Hulk. Is that what it is? Going Ghost? Yeah. That's Danny Phantom, not Johnny Test.
She went Hulk.
She grew in size and muscle, and did she kill me? I think she killed me, but we had a little potion. But damn, I died. Jeremiah died. It was karma. It came back to him. Did he deserve it? No.
I mean,
you didn't deserve it, but it also was fair.
Yeah,
to a degree.
It was awful, but also hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm glad my house was intact.
I think I tried to help you in fighting her.
You had to, because I ran outside, so I have space to live.
And I didn't want to just leave you to die without doing anything.
Yeah, fair.
I wonder how my sister felt in that moment, because
just brought our Jeremiah's drama into your house.
Into my house. You could have broken my entire home.
Yes.
Wow.
To be fair, Jeremiah had no idea that she was going to go all Hulk on him.
Why did Jeremiah flirt with her and then roll in that 20?
Because for the good of the group.
It was a good idea at the time. And it did work.
Was it a good idea?
Yes.
Or was it an okay idea that just so happened to get a nat 20?
I think it was a good idea. Plus, it was fun.
John had all this charisma on his character sheet. What was I going to do with it?
That is true. You literally used it one time, and that was the only time Jeremiah had charisma.
Had bad consequences. So, after we barely escaped death, we had to kill her. I had to kill her.
We killed her?
We killed her?
I thought we just knocked her out.
I also thought we just knocked her out. We're like, what if we just...
And then did we tie her up?
Yeah.
I think so.
Because we didn't want her to come after us too soon.
We did not too soon.
Yeah, like in case she woke up too soon and was like, okay, now to chase after you.
Too soon. We
knocked her out, tied her up.
Then we left.
We left the scene of the crime.
We left the scene of the crime. And that's when we went to Cody's house. Who was in the same neighborhood as me.
I guess.
After Ixie's house, we go over to Cody's house.
We decided to go to Cody's house because he'd been acting weird ever since he disappeared, came back a totally different person. He wasn't in love with Ixie. He was dressing like a snob. He had no personality, so we were like, we gotta go see what's going on. So we go to the Sater's house and run into his family.
Yes, we were trying to take... Y'all were the distraction. Y'all, I could choose who to sneak up to Cody's room with. Because there was no getting inside. We figured that out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So...
Family was not letting us in.
Yeah, we asked and they were very much against it. So, like, since he left the family, he hasn't been there for a good few days.
I forgot about that.
I think he got kicked out.
Yeah, they were pretty all over the place family.
But like even though he was kicked out, they had like this code thing where like they don't touch his stuff, and they sure as heck weren't gonna let us, who wasn't even family, touch his stuff.
I snuck into Cody's room with M, and that's where we started finding a whole bunch of stuff. I was snooping around. He had like his room was like set up like a emo teenage boys crime scene. He had stuff all over the walls. He had, I forgot exactly what this was found on, but the thing that had like me circled that was like protect. And it was like, what is happening to me? And is that connected to what happened to my parents and their disappearance? And then I found the thing with the cheerleaders on it that we saw in the locker. They were very robotic looking. I remember that. The cheerleaders, and they were wearing these cloaks with these other cloaked people that were the same cloaked people from the arcade.
Very creepy stuff.
Very creepy. And that sim popped up again. And this is when we knew, like, we got to get to the town hall.
Yeah. After a devastating battle with the Sater family.
Boy, was it funny, though.
The family was pretty big. And they were very aggressive.
Before we started the battle, we rolled for initiative, and I got a 20 for initiative, and I was able to do one thing before we started. And so I chose to hide because I'm like a rogue, so I get like bonus sneak attacks. So I hid. So I snuck my way up a tree. And what I didn't know until after I made that move, well, actually, what I didn't know until after the fight started going was that I also could have taken a person with me. I wish I could have taken Jeremiah. I'm so sorry, Jeremiah. I didn't know.
To be fair, Jeremiah needed the help. Jeremiah was pissing off this family left and right. Every new person that came to the door, Jeremiah was like, how can I make them think I'm the weirdest person alive?
Oh yeah, when you came up to them, you said, is it because insert something here? What was it?
They said something like, why are you so weird? And I was like, is it because I'm gay?
And it was like, no, Jeremiah, strange.
They're like, why are you so suspicious?
Is that how you cover for being an alien?
Yeah.
Jeremiah was very bad at this. Very bad at this. Everyone was like, oh my goodness, you freak. And Jeremiah was like, oh, not I. Yes, a little bit, tad. And then I think it was the boyfriend that was like, no, you weirdo. And Jeremiah needed to be up in that tree more than anyone.
I'm so sorry, Jeremiah, but at least I was able to get in a few sneak attacks. I think I used my arrow for it.
The only major thing I remember was the grandmother wanted to fight Jeremiah. And Jeremiah was like, oh God, I can't fight an old lady, can't use my sword or any of my weapons. I don't want to kill her. So he decides, I will tase this old woman.
You didn't want to kill the old woman. And your thought was, what if I put volts of electricity through her?
On her weak heart.
Body.
Her elderly heart.
Jeremiah
she sure
is so
did have a
backwards.
heart attack.
You could have just like stabbed her and it would have been sad, but you sent volts through her entire old body.
I feel like just punching her in the arm or like the hip would have been better.
Yeah. Jeremiah was like, I can't hurt an old lady.
I can't believe you tased that grandma and you were like, this is the right thing to do.
Live fast, die young.
What?
Fast, die young.
Oh my God, no. She was already old.
While I was upstairs, while you guys were having your squabble, actually, it was squabble. Right before the squabble started, the dad and two twin children that I didn't know were children, I thought they were like adult twins, opened Cody's room door and was like, that won't work in the audio, but I don't know what else to say. They busted in, and I was like,
your head one side and then the other.
Thank you.
Tilt.
They're like, that's suspicious. That's weird. And I was like, ooh. And then the battle started upstairs too. But I don't remember how I got out of it. I just remember running down the stairs.
Knocked the fuck out of the twins.
You did.
I knocked the fuck out of the twins. Like knocked them unconscious.
You said fuck them kids.
I didn't know they were like 8 because they didn't tell us. And then when I was like, can you take it back? Because they didn't tell us they were children. And they're like, no. And I'm like, I didn't know that I can't see these kids.
That moment when I announced the gun, that's when I really learned us saying stuff has consequences.
So much. I thought we could discuss, and we were like, I guess you gotta think.
There are no undos.
There are no undos.
Undo who you are.
We did not make a good impression on Cody's family.
No, not at all.
We're probably banned.
Good.
Then again, Cody is also banned.
Yeah. That does get me thinking, though. Do they know about all the stuff in his room? Because a lot of it wasn't hidden. So do they know about
I don't think so, because not even they went in their room. Like their whole code of not going into the room, like they really respect it and uphold it and stuff.
I thought it was not touching stuff in the room.
Nah, like they don't want anybody to even go into it.
Oh.
I remember that, so whatever you guys say.
What were some other parts of the fight?
It doesn't matter, but we won.
We did.
Jeremiah, you're...
Ixie, did you die?
Not this time.
Oh. Because I know that we did end up having to use a health pack at some point. A health pack or two.
I almost died.
You did.
Jeremiah almost died that time. Jeremiah got flipped.
All right.
And so then we got away.
We won the battle miraculously. Don't know how we did it.
You tased an old woman, and that's...
Yeah, I tased an old woman.
And you beat some kids.
I didn't beat these children. I did not beat these children.
You did.
I scared them because I didn't know that they were children. I used my intimidation.
Didn't you knock them out?
Intimidation. No.
Oh.
You really thought I'd like...
I could have sworn that you hit these children.
I did not hit these kids. I was like, roll for intimidation. And then after I rolled, they were like, they're 8. And I'm like, I didn't know they were 8. And now they're terrified of me. I could have negotiated my way out of that. But I didn't know.
So much we could have known.
After getting our rock shit rocked, we go over to the hospital because we need it, but also for a visit. Okay, so we're over at the hospital. Y'all remember the hospital scene? How did that start? I know that I left y'all from the get-go because I wanted to visit somebody.
I do remember they wouldn't let us back because you were the only one there to see someone. You were there to see your boss, so they wouldn't let us in.
And we were trying our best to figure things out, but we didn't really know what to do. So we're talking to this lady the whole time. Nothing we do works. None of our roles to talk to her work at all.
Flirting.
That didn't work ever again. And then our friend M is like, okay, y'all are a little stupid. How can we proceed this level?
How can we get into the hospital?
How can we get into the hospital? How can we get admitted into the hospital?
And there's one surefire way to get in.
M turns to the side. M is like, hey guys, 1 second. M turns to the side and fucking takes out Jeremiah's kneecaps. All of it happened so quick.
Jeremiah's kneecaps slaughtered.
Slaughtered. Jeremiah's like, hey,
Goes down.
Like, we need help. And it was like, there's a problem here. And Jeremiah's like,
this man had just been kneecapped. Successfully re-enter the hospital.
Once we did get to the hospital, I found out that my boss, forgot her name still, but she was cool. All right, so we did tell my boss about the missing kids, and my boss was investigating all that. And then she ended up in the hospital. And so I wanted to visit her. So I asked the receptionist, like, hey, I'm here to meet my boss. Her name is this. Can I go visit her? And then she's like, yeah, okay. And so I went up there, and I wasn't able to bring the others with me. And I found my boss's room. And in the boss's room was Dylan. And he looks like he was saying some stuff to her. Like, she was in a coma right at the moment, and he was just looking like he was just talking with her, like, visitor stuff.
Yeah, Sam was like, whoa, hey, Dylan. Wow, hey. And Dylan was like, ugh. And you were like, whoa, Dylan. And then things went downhill from there.
I'm like, I haven't entered the room yet. I'm like looking at him, just like watching. And it looks like he's just saying something to her. Like,
sneaky.
Like, I was thinking that he seemed like he was concerned or something, because like she is in a hospital bed and he's just talking to her. And I'm thinking like it's visitor type shit. And so I like go over and I'm like, hey, Dylan, are you worried for our boss? And I forgot everything else he said.
He was not feeling it. First, he was talking to you normally, or well, he was not feeling it. And then when he started like being like, I'm not here to visit your boss. And you were like,
that's why are you in the room?
And he was like, I'm here to kill y'all. And you were like, Dylan.
I was like, Dylan. I was worried and also pissed and also a little betrayed. Like, I never really vibed with Dylan, but cool. Yeah, but he's over here at my boss's hospital bed while she's asleep and then making threats. Like, I don't want him hurting my boss. She said that she was proud of me once. I felt that meant a lot to me.
Then here's this kid who we didn't really know, but he was always there with us in battles and stuff for whatever reason. And now he wants to Now he wants to kill us?
He was probably studying us, see how we are in battle.
That's what I was thinking. And he knows we're not good because he and M did have to work. He knows we're not good. Thinking about it now, the way y'all started fighting was so dangerous for your boss. Like, y'all were sliding under beds, jumping around.
Yeah.
And your boss is just beep, beep, beep.
It's like, on one hand, I couldn't just try and get him out of the room, because if I leave the room, he's just gonna inject the shit into her. Because he had a poison serum type thing or whatever. I don't know. And he would have killed her. But also, it's a hospital room. It's not big.
Y'all did end up outside with us though at some point, didn't you?
I feel like
Did we?
Yeah, like somebody threw us. I don't know when you threw your smoke bomb, but I know that Dylan definitely threw something. And this is after the fight ends. He and the cloaked people vanished.
I remember one thing. When I tried to at one point I did try to throw my ball bearings, because like I have 1,000 of them. I didn't know that they didn't do damage, but like I have 1,000 of them. So I just threw them at him and was like, okay, hopefully this gives you a bruise or something. And it just went through him. It went through him. And then I was like, wait a fucking minute. Ball bearings don't go through solids. And found out that he was actually a hologram.
I totally forgot about that. Had he always been there, or had he always been a hologram?
He was always a hologram because his real self was under the bed. I like threw the ball bearings at him. It went through. He wasn't real. He was actually under the bed with a illusion hologram type thing. And so I don't know if he just popped out on his own or if I dragged him out. But after that, we started fighting. And I was like yelling at him like, how dare you try to hurt my boss?
During that, y'all came out there. And y'all came out there fighting, and the cloaked people came out there or were out there. Then the police started showing up, or like the hospital security guards, one of the two started showing up in the hallway. And that's when, poof, Dylan did something and everybody vanished, sitting in the hallway like. So I definitely remember the fight scene.
Because I don't.
We're taking Jeremiah to the back. Jeremiah's legs aren't working. Jeremiah's legs aren't moving. The very back door of the hospital is like, we're going towards that. We're not going to it, but we're going towards it. And some people bust in. I don't remember if it was some cloaked people. I think it was some cloaked people bust in. And we're like, oh, that's not cool. And so we start fighting them. Jeremiah, sorry, you're like on the ground. You are like crawling around. Like that's how you're battling. Like you're taking out ankles. And while Sam's in the room fighting, before Sam gets out there, we're trying to figure out, okay, who are these cloaked people? We're trying to fight them. And they have something with them. I don't remember what it was, but we were trying to also swipe that. But Sam had all the stealth, so we were not succeeding.
Was it also an orb?
I don't know. I don't remember it being an orb. I know they had something that we were like trying to be like
some special item.
Yeah. My favorite part though was Jeremiah taking out ankles. Like I love it. Was you could have just like wallowed in the corner, but you were like, y'all are gonna be down here with me.
I gotta do it. He has all that strength. He has to use it for something.
Jeremiah was really out here doing all the damn things.
Jeremiah was doing so much more than I remember, just in general, whether it be good or bad. Jeremiah was doing a lot of things.
Multifaceted.
Yeah.
Oh, was it like a smoke bomb?
It wasn't a smoke bomb, but basically
Dylan,
some spell they did. And we were like, well, this is bad. And then we were like, okay, well, Jeremiah, we need to fix your knees no matter what. So we should probably do that while we're at the hospital.
So we're staying here.
Oh, yeah.
I said, so we're staying here at the hospital.
Well, we would have brought Cody back.
Yeah.
Had we continued the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Also, at the hospital, I had also saw that there was like some noises coming from a door. And so I picklocked the door with my road skills and because I gotta fit those C's. But I picklocked the door and saw that there were two doctors tied up. They were probably for um my boss because she's in the hospital and doctors.
That's
But
probably how Dylan got back there in the first place.
yeah, he probably
'Cause they
tied
were-
them up. And so I like released them and like take off their little mouth things that didn't let them speak. And then I'm like, hey, could you check out my boss? And then they're like, nah, fuck that. I'm leaving. I don't get paid enough for this. And then they're running out fast as heck. They're already in the parking lot and I like shout at them, call them you cowards.
I mean, to be fair for them,
Like, it's understandable because like no one goes into a hospital expecting to be tied up in a closet.
yeah, not really.
But also, I'm not a doctor. Oh yeah, I did try to see if I could use my health kit that Ixie's boss gave us on her, but I didn't know if it could do anything. Like I asked the DM, could I use it? And they were like, you can, but it's probably not going to do much. And then I was like, I'll use it anyways.
And it didn't do much.
Yep.
And we lost a health kit.
Yep.
At least you tried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what my character would have done.
Jeremiah got his knees wrapped up.
Yeah. And our problems are solved since Dylan and the cloak people disappeared. I mean, most of our problems. Jeremiah's knees are still fucked. So he does have to stay in the hospital for a bit. But then eventually, we're released.
At this point, I don't remember the in-between, but I remember that we were like, okay, the meeting is tonight. So we're going to that meeting. We're going to try and get into that meeting.
And yeah, it's been a few days since we saw the thing and since we saw the flyer and it was coming up.
I think Jeremiah was the like cutoff age. I don't remember why Jeremiah couldn't get in. But I remember
don't remember.
Oh yeah, you were technically a teen. You were like 19, right?
Oh yeah, because I was 19. They're like, you're still a teenager.
Yeah. And then
you hate it?
Me and Ixie are definitely kids.
I'm like trying to figure out. We're like, okay, blah blah blah. What are we gonna do? Da, 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 da. And Sam is like, this will be the best role that I've ever done, and we get kicked out. So Sam, it's all you.
So I get like a nat 20 and I am able to, well, y'all, I think it was Jeremiah that helped gave me a step up because he's tall and I am not and strong. And so he gave me a step up and I snuck my way into the air vents so that I could listen in and eavesdrop on the town hall meeting. I don't remember much, but I did take some notes and I was able to find the notes. And this is what the notes say. For context, should I replace Bruce's name with Dylan or just say that his name was actually Bruce? Okay, so I took some notes while I was in the thing because I was able to, and I knew that this was like super important for me, like for real. And I wanted to be able to tell them what I heard, tell my team what I heard. And so the notes that I took, they're not that comprehensible. So good luck to everybody. Here's what they say. Pale Hall, well, Pale, the tailor's name, the guy tailor, his name was Mr. Pale Knuckles. So should I just replace him with Taylor? Mr. Taylor? No, I just say Taylor. Or should I just say Pale?
Maybe we should just say Taylor.
Yeah, or you could say, by the way, the tailor's name is Mr. Pale Knuckles. If you want. I just say Taylor.
I appreciate
Where's
you
the
both.
last episode? They know him as Taylor.
Yeah. Okay, so
It's
just a little tidbit. The Taylor's name was Pale Knuckles. And so here are what the notes say. Taylor, Haw, Bruce, Sheep. Taylor, comma, alert. Resistance, smart, strong, safe. Haw, pretty, poor, hurt, Bruce. Oh, fuck. I forgot to replace Bruce with Dylan. Okay, Taylor, Haw, Dylan, Sheep. Taylor, comma, alert. Resistance, smart, strong, safe. Haw, pretty, poor, hurt, Dylan. Bottle to no longer have the resistance as citizens, but vote to no longer have the resistance as citizens, but as terrorists, including the mayor. The mayor was on our side, by the way. He also went missing. Wait, no. Oh, I'm sorry. But before we went to the town hall meeting, we investigated the mayor's office.
I did not remember that.
Yeah, I was like looking at his fancy desk and his nameplate and the dust on his floor.
Interesting. Should we include that or pretend it didn't happen?
I think we should include that. But after I finish this. Vote to no longer have the resistance as citizens, but as terrorists, including the mayor. He was the only thing keeping the society from having full access. Curfews, so they can't get to the kids. School. Sigils, so the mayor can't place by them at the school, at the principal's and receptionist desk. Stop on the rundown homes where Ixie's boss is. And then those were all that they were voting for, and then everyone raised their hands in favor of all that, in favor of the resistance being now labeled as terrorists. And then at the end, the Taylor who was speaking looked up and winked at me from the vents.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. That was probably the scariest. That was probably the most scared I've been in the game because, golly gee, the whole dude behind everything, the main leader type thing, dude, winked at me while I was hidden.
Yep. I mean, he already knew we were up to no good, but now he knows that we know.
So,
and he like,
yeah,
Jesus. And he definitely was like saying all of this stuff and being like on purpose, intentionally saying as much as he could because he knew you were there.
Maybe.
But why did he want us to know all that?
You know, villains be like that.
They do. You know how villains love monologuing?
Yeah. This was his monologue.
They're like, I want you to know what I'm doing. I want you to know how bad it is.
He's like, haha, loser. You know what I'm doing, but you can't beat me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But we would have had we finished.
Yeah.
Okay. And so once I got back, Ixie and Jeremiah, they were let back in the room. Like they're real people characters. Like they both literally had to leave the whole room while I was in there because it was just me in the fence. So they came back and I told them what I heard and what happened. And yeah.
Yep. Was that the last thing that Oh, we did?
I think so. Like, I
Yeah.
think after that, that was probably, like, I think that was the end of the whole session.
Holy
If
shit.
there was more, I don't remember.
Yeah.
That was the end.
Okay. Should we talk about predictions?
Yes. So pretty sure from that he wants the whole resistance, which includes my boss and who else? Us.
Yeah, I think there were going to be a lot more people that we found out were in the resistance, because there had to be more than just a few people for
Yeah,
them
especially
to even like care about labeling people as terrorists.
yeah. So it was
I-
from what we know, it was my boss, us. It was Cody, but then Cody got mind wiped.
Mind wiped.
I think that
Huh?
I think that I definitely think that my parents had something to do with the resistance, and that was a part of their disappearance. Especially my mom. Like, whatever they had going on, I think that was definitely why. And possibly even my siblings too, because them trying to scrounge up money because my parents vanished.
Natalie, do you have any predictions?
I predict, well, more so I hope that I get to hang out with my brother again because he's so sweet. And also, oh, those are cool. And also, I hope that my boss is okay. I also hope to be able to punch the tailor in the face just for funsies, you know? I hope Bruce gets okay. Like, in general, I didn't like him from the start, and then he gave me a heck of a lot more reason to in the end with my boss, but like, still, he's in like some kind of situation with him. So I do hope he's okay.
You said Bruce.
I hope Dylan is okay. Thank you. I hope Dylan is okay. Something about Dylan doing it was like, it was more complicated than him just doing murder for fun. Didn't really get the whole story of it, but it was a bit more complicated than that. But regardless, I was pissed because he's still trying to kill my boss, no matter the reason. But
Shoni, you go first.
And we know he was on the side against the resistance because of that. Like, why he was after your boss wasn't it because of that reason? And we were like, no kids allowed. So what is this? What is this with the cheerleaders, with Dylan?
Yeah. Cody zapped.
They were like select children they were teaching, weren't they?
Yeah.
There was like a select group they were like getting.
Yeah.
Maybe they weren't children.
Then again, you know how Dylan first was like causing problems, like with the stink bomb, and then now he's on the side of the society, the people who are like yeeting kids.
Why?
What happened? Did something happen in between?
You know how Cody got brainwashed and he was acting total opposite?
Yeah.
How I normally acted? Maybe Dylan got brainwashed and he was acting the total opposite, so then he was against us.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Dylan's mom would have been a part of it, right? Because she was rich.
Yes. Yeah, she was. She was also a jerk.
Yeah.
She had to be a part of the bad guys.
Yeah.
Anyway, she could have been a good guy.
She could have been a rich good guy. It would have been nice.
Yeah, she probably
We
wasn't
could have
though.
we could have had someone on the inside, but instead they
cool.
had other people on the inside, like Dylan, for example, a kid who is with the society.
Cody was the closest person on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Cody was
basically
out here.
sacrificed himself for us.
We'll bring Cody back.
Me too. My brain is not big enough that I can confidently say any predictions. Very intriguing. I don't know why the mayor is the head of the society. I mean, not the mayor, the tailor. Like, he's just a tailor. I don't understand how he could, like, surely he doesn't make big bucks to want the whole town to be big bucks. And is that why they were? I don't know. Why were there werewolves? Did they invite kids to the mall to play laser tag just so we die? Like, get
Probably.
murdered by werewolves?
Probably.
And that didn't happen. But then,
because like when the werewolves popped up, everybody else was there, right?
Yeah.
Like all the other kids, they were still there.
Yeah. And no one was really that concerned about it.
Everything just, I wonder where all those other kids went. Like, did they all go missing? Because like there was a lot of people at that party.
Yeah, there were. I mean, we know based on Ixie's dream. Well, I don't know if we know, but we saw the kids disappear through Ixie's dream.
Oh yeah.
And that was weird.
Oh yeah. I also had a prediction that maybe what happened. I don't like this prediction that much, but maybe what happened with my boss also might have happened to Ixie's parents, but also maybe not. I don't know if I'll put that in. Probably not.
What happened to your boss other than hospitalization?
Someone like got her there. Like someone like got her comatose.
Oh, but my parents vanished.
Yeah.
It's furniture.
I hope we find your parents.
The furniture?
Wasn't there like, didn't they take the furniture?
No,
they
we
like sold it, right?
Because we had no money.
Oh. I really have no idea how this would have ended. I wish we had our DM's notebook. I want to know so bad.
Me too.
I would rather.
Playing it was so fun.
Yeah, it was.